Hello viewer, welcome back to Let's Play Back to Saturn X. Get out of my stations. In this part we're going to be doing, not that one. MAP14, Big Chief Chinese Restaurant. I remembered that right off the top of my head, I think. Let me just double check here. Yeah, Big Chief Chinese Restaurant. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But, this is a nice map. It's linear. It kind of builds on the linear, format of the last map. But I think it's a lot better handled here. There's a lot of parts where you see parts of the level that you're gonna visit before you actually visit them, which I always love. This is when you can see a part of the level that you can go to, but you don't know when or how, or if you even can through normal means. Like in Doom Episode 1 does this extremely well with the outside parts, where you can see outside and there's this big courtyard, and you think it's all for show, but then you unlock a secret and it's like, whoa, I can actually walk around out here. That's kind of what, it's kind of not what this is like, but at the same time it kind of is. Because in this map, you are going to be visiting those areas. So the effect is still kind of there. But it's a bit less magical, because you're probably going to just go over there. This music track, by the way, I just want to say, this music track is my favorite so far. I mean, it's so magical. Like, it's really, I don't know, I just love it. I can't explain why I love it, but it just, it sounds so good, and it's cool, and it feels mystical and atmospheric, and it's still got the fast pace, so it keeps you interested in the action. It's a good track. It's a great track. The music in this is great. The visuals in this map are great too. I love the way this map looks. There's that purple again. That I just loved from map 12. And it still works here. It has to be the new color palette. I mean, there's no way. I mean, it just works. But yeah, this is a good map visually. The music's good. On the surface, it's all good. Under the hood, as far as enemies and encounters and progression and things like that goes, design-wise, architecturally, just like the flow of the layout, it's very well done. Like I said, there's parts where you see where you're gonna go, but before you actually go there, it gives you kind of like a sneak peek. It makes it feel more cohesive as a map and not just a tunnel that you shoot enemies, through. The enemies in this map are, a bit harder than we've seen in previous maps, because they start using a lot of, revenants and Hell Knights and Arachnotrons and Mancubi and all those mid-tier enemies, and they actually break out the Archviles, a couple times. Quite a few, actually. So it seems that we're getting into really, difficult territory soon. What, Pinky? Pinky, where are you? Pinky just, cried. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm getting worried. He's been crying a lot. I don't know what to do. I mean, I had to pause here for a couple seconds to pick Pinky up and put him into my lap, so... But... Pinky just... I don't know, he's crying, and... I think he's been having hiccups or spasms. I don't know. I've been feeding him, taking care of him just fine. He seems fine. But when I pick him up, he starts crying. So I don't know. But I'm sure none of you give a shit about my dog, so... This is the first Archvile. It actually got me. And yeah, that was a really good Archvile moment where you could see it for a split second before it teleports behind you and wrecks your shit, proverbially. As far as you know, difficulty goes, this map is actually kind of hard. I died 4 times, which really, you know, kind of a departure from the previous maps where I mean, map 12 I died like 1,000 times. That was because I was being reckless. Here I was playing less than recklessly. I was playing fine. So many Revenants in this map. God, just... You know, I don't mind Revenants as an enemy, but, you know, I think maybe people do overuse them a lot. It's because they are kind of like a... You know, that fast... kind of like a glass cannon where they have like a powerful attack and they're fast, but they're also, you know, they go down in 2 shotgun hits, and just an all-around like good all-purpose enemy. Like Cacodemons, I mean they also go down in 2 hits, but their attack doesn't, you know, do as much damage, or and they're kind of slow. And the other enemies are either too strong or too weak. So Revenant feels like a good middle ground, kind of like in between. I would put him between. I want to say Hell Knight and Cacodemon. Another part of me wants to say Mancubus and Cacodemon. I don't know why I paused there. So that's why people use Revenant. That's why I use Revenants. I try not to use them too much anymore. You know, because you know, I don't try to use any enemy, you know, a lot unless it's like supposed to be an early map where obviously you're gonna use zombies. You know, you don't just. I mean, okay, well, let me rephrase that. Unless it's gonna be an easy map. You know, like Doom Episode 1 style, then of course you gotta use zombies and whatnot. I mean, you could make a hard map right off the bat, just... I mean, it's not like it's impossible. Look at Alien Vendetta, that has a Hell Knight. Plutonia has an Archvile within the first few rooms. Oh, rooms. Speaking of Plutonia, which made me, got me going of, thinking of outside areas. This map has a lot of good outside areas. You get a lot more, room to explore outside than you did in previous maps. I felt so. I felt like, you know, most other maps put you, like, under a roof, or a ceiling, or some kind of shade. I mean, they had vistas of the outside, but they didn't really let you play outside all that much. But, you know, this map has some really good-looking outside segments, and that is I love that sky. I don't know, just something about that sky. So... what the hell is Saturn X? Is it supposed to even be called Saturn X? Is it actually Saturn 10 and I've just been saying it wrong? Somebody please answer me that, first of all, because I don't want to be calling it Saturn X when it's supposed to be Saturn 10. And, second of all, what the hell is Saturn X? Is it just Saturn? Is it like a different planet that looks like Saturn? Is it a moon of Saturn? Is it even in our solar system? I mean, there's like a planet in the sky that looks like Saturn, so I don't... So if that... is that Saturn X? Are we going back to Saturn X in this one, and then we get to Saturn X? Or are we already back at Saturn X? God, I'm so confused. Man, you guys really need to work on your stories, man. I mean, that's what Doom's all about, right? The story and the background. This part's a bitch, especially if you use auto aim. Because it's so easy to just fuck yourself like that. I think I'd die once here. But yeah, it's such a dickish area. I mean, it looks like you can just rocket launcher away at those damn Mancubi and the frickin'... I didn't realize until my friend Forrest pointed it out, but I think, you know, the way he interpreted the name Mancubus was kind of like a weird version of a succubus or an incubus. Only it's a mancubus. So what the hell is a mancubus? Between the three. Pinky, what are you doing? Pinky? He's got something in his mouth. That's not good. Don't know if I should stop recording to go over to him. Deja vu moment right here. Hold on. Like I know deja vu is not like real. I mean, deja vu is just like a mix-up of a released what do you call those? Chemicals in the brain that make you feel like you're remembering something familiar, but it doesn't actually mean you remembered anything or that you're psychic, but it's still such a weird feeling. And it really makes me think, you know, can I even trust my own mind? Are my memories even correct, you know? Like if somebody told me, and I've seen this, you know, I've read articles about this, that you can actually just, if you edit the photos of like somebody as a baby, or just take a photo of somebody as a baby and tell them that that's them, even when it's not them, then they'll believe you. Because who knows? They don't remember. And deja vu really gets me thinking, you know? Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just went all like deep philosophy on you guys. My bad. I'm sure you guys aren't here for deep philosophy. You're here for Doom. This part I die a couple times in. Like this is easily the most threatening. I mean, they throw everything at you. You got your zombies, you know, your imps, your chain gunners. You got your revenants, your mancubi, your arachnotrons. I mean, if they threw in some Hell Knights, Archviles, and some different kinds of zombies, then the whole gang would be here. In fact, just fucking throwing some barons and a spider mastermind or a cyber demon. Not saying that it's a bad thing. I think it's good that they use that enemy variety, because it really does pose more of a threat than previous maps ever did. But it's like, jeez, guys, did you just make a checklist of enemies you wanted to use and decided, let's just put in all of them? So I hear these songs are named after I hear the maps are named after song titles of something. I think I already mentioned this, so. What the hell kind of a song is Big Chief Chinese Restaurant? I mean, that sounds like some experimental psychedelic, you know, band, really. Ugh. I wonder what touching... This is gonna sound weird, but I wonder what touching a mancubus feels like. I mean, are they all like sweaty and disgusting? What if they have like really smooth, like soft baby skin? Snore. I'm tired. I had to wake up earlier today, so... Boo-hoo, Matt. Cry me a river, I know. Yeah, this map can be difficult. I mean... This is really... And it's a shame because we're about halfway through here. And it takes this long to get difficult, so episode 2 must be very difficult. Episode 2 of Back to Saturn X, not episode 2 of episode 1. Of course. Why would you think that? Speaking of which, we still have a hub level right after the next map, which means we're going to be heading into episode 3 of episode 1 of Back to Saturn X. I'm still not sure why exactly they decided to go with a... I mean, I read a post about how they had too many maps on hand, so they decided to split it up into about 3 episodes a wad or something. And I'm just thinking, instead of including all of these maps and just having maps for the sake of having quantity, why don't you just take the very best of those maps, like have a vote or something, and put those in a wad? Like 10 episode 1 maps, and then, you know, a couple episode 2 maps, and so on, you know? Wouldn't the overall final product be, you know, better if it was just the best quality of these maps? I think so. It would make sense to me, but then again, I didn't have any part in making this, so I don't know what went down behind the scenes. Anyways, that was Big Chief Chinese Restaurant. Thank you for watching, and I will meet you back in Tricyclic Looper. Yeah, see you guys then.